Hello and welcome to Crypto Invest TV. I'm your host, X8, followed by the Underdoge, and we're going to get right into it. First thing is first, safeties first. So take it away, Underdoge.
Hey guys, how's it going? Uh, you know us as, Crypto Invest TV on Twitter. You guys know me as Revolt Tyranny. Some people know me as, somebody who likes to give away NFTs and give away cryptocurrencies. I like to have fun with the community. Um, but these past couple weeks, it's kind of been challenging due to the simple fact of the matter that there's been a lot of rug pulls lately, and some of these rug pulls have not directly hit me per se, but hit a lot of people I know. I have, got hit by a few of them, but not a lot of money or anything. But what I really wanted to touch down on right now is the safety of your assets, the safety of your wallets, and the future of these smart contracts is only going to get smarter. So that means that people are going to get smarter with these contracts and be able to manipulate them and necessarily, in a sense, be able to uh, hack a lot easier. A lot of people say that they don't think that that's the case, but these smart contracts are very intricate. There's a lot of things that go into it, a lot of modifiers and things that you can make happen inside these smart contracts. Okay. And so as the technology grows, the intellect of the average human being grows with the blockchain technology and the information that they can learn at the snap of a finger with this uh, with the rapid growth of the technology field that we are seeing right now. We are seeing attacks happen at a mass now. Mark Cuban got hit for $8 million a couple weeks ago on Titan Finance. Lots of people are getting hit for little bits of money, big bits of money, you name it. People's wallets are being compromised daily. I actually was a victim last night. You guys know, seen me on Twitter. If you follow me, Revolt Tyranny, then you guys have seen that, I was posting about how my Binance coin and my Dogecoin that I won in a contest was taken out of my wallet. I didn't approve the transactions. I never sent that to nobody. I'm not sending 212 Dogecoin to somebody right now. That's my favorite coin, so I wouldn't end up doing that. So really what I'm trying to get at is that you need to be extremely cautious with using these wallets. Funny story, I went to ask customer service or whatever you would call them, community help, whatever, in Trust Wallet, and went to the Trust Wallet English group today on Telegram, told them what was going on, and, just stated, hey, I kind of feel like this is a Trust Wallet issue. If you guys implemented a better security with like a text prompt that when some transaction goes to either enter or leave your wallet, that you get hit with a text prompt and you have to either A, type in a code, or B, press a button to allow the transaction to happen. And they blocked me immediately, kicked me right out of the group. To me, that's that's extra sketch, very sketchy. So just be careful with your Trust Wallet. I didn't give my seed phrase out. Nobody's that dumb. I hope not, at least. I personally am not. I'm not very intelligible, but I'm pretty well rounded around with this information. So I just want to try to express how much you guys need to be cautious out there. Log out a pancake swap after every trade. Every time you buy something, log out a pancake swap. Don't scan QR codes, no matter how much you like them. If you scan them with a phone that doesn't have any of your information on it. If you're going to put information into websites, make sure that you use a bullshit password for the new websites that you don't trust, and make sure that you got like a strong, firm password for the websites you do trust. Also, if you're using wallets like Trust Wallet, extremely be careful, especially with these new BEP20 and ERC20 contracts and tokens that are being launched. There's a thing called dusting, and it's actually my pinned post on Twitter, but it's an attack where a small amount or even a large amount of cryptocurrency could be entered into somebody's wallet, and then it compromises the wallet, de-anonymizing it, right? So demasking it technically means giving up your IP address, but with the way that these smart contracts can build, it could also probably give them access to your private keys. So that, I feel, is what happened in my instance, is that somebody sent me a bad token, and once it entered my wallet, that gave them access to crawl through and find my passcodes, my secret keys, and that gave them access to send out my native coins. Within a matter, I was actually on the phone with Crypto Invest X8. I don't know why I keep calling them that, but X8. I was on the phone with X8 last night while it was happening. My Dogecoin came up right out of my wallet. Boof, 209, because it's a 3 Dogecoin transaction. So they got 209 Dogecoin out of me and $89 worth of. So please be safe out there. Do your due diligence on these projects. Some of these projects come off as legitimate, awesome projects, and then next thing you know, you find out you're really being scammed. So the first part of this show is just to tell people, hey, it's time to smarten up a little bit about our investments and about what coins and tokens and projects we're actually getting invested into, because there's a lot of scams going on right now. It's really easy because a lot of people really don't understand the blockchain technology, and they think they do, but they really don't. So they get manipulated easier than most. And I just don't want to see that happen. I'm here to help the community. I'm here to expose these people who are stealing from others, and the people who are creating rug tokens that just initially drop a bunch of money in at first, wait for you guys to buy in, and then you get stuck with a token because they take all the liquidity and run. And so I'm here for a couple of good reasons: to protect the community, to give away things for fun. I like having fun, like I said, with the community, and I'm here to learn this technology. Relatively good person and a leader in the space, if you would say. I plan to try to educate where I can. I plan to try to kick off any knowledge that I learn. If anybody has questions, if I don't have the answer, I will find the answer for it. That is what I'm about. Here for the community, here to help, here to protect. And it just sucks to be a victim of an attack when all you do is, try to reach out and help other people and network businesses and actual projects with other actual projects, and then you fall into a trap like this. So please just be safe out there. Do your research and make sure that you do not get yourself involved in any scam tokens, dusting capabilities. If a project seems sketchy and your stomach tells you that it seems sketchy, stay away from it. Your gut never lies. So I guess that's pretty much it. But yeah, always log out of PancakeSwap and just be careful with these new tokens. They're definitely doing stuff to these smart contracts. So other than that, let's get into the show.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's some good information to give out to everyone. I think it was something important for them to hear. Um, I guess we'll go ahead and we'll move on into the market check. So we'll go ahead and check out Bitcoin. Go ahead and we'll pull it out for where we've been at for the day. So it looks like we started out the day almost at about 35,000. Currently sitting at about 31,270. Now we understand that there's some future contracts that are ending around the space, so it's gonna there. We already expected there to be a lot of volatility today. If we pull out to the 1 hour chart over here on Bitcoin, we're still doing relatively all right in comparison to where we were over here on the 22nd. But we are on a downtrend right now from what we're seeing on the 7 day or sorry everyone. From what we can see, currently from yesterday to today we went up and then we're currently heading down. So we'll have to see how things are going on into tomorrow. Ethereum looks like it's been doing. Oh, sorry. Looks like Ethereum started out at 1900, almost 2000, and hit as low as 1700, and is currently at 1800. So not doing so hot today. Um,
Yeah.
Especially considering around what those contracts with contracts ending and whatnot. But I know that there's supposed to be another round going on. I think it was next week. But so I think it really just kind of depends. We haven't seen any kind of serious crash or anything. I mean, Ethereum is under 2000 and it has been under 2000 here for a little while. But that doesn't mean that going into the weekend and then into next week we couldn't see that bounce back above 2000.
Yeah, I think we'll see something of that nature um, eventually. I can't imagine that we wouldn't. Uh, I mean, we're doing pretty good out here. It's not the worst, you know. The market doesn't look so bad. It just looks like it's kind of finally leveling out a little bit to where we're going to see a beautiful comeback. That's kind of how I feel right now. I mean, Ethereum doesn't look too bad. Yeah, we have a massive sell here, a little bit in the 1 day chart, but other than that, from 2019 to 1700, yeah, it's a pretty big dip. But to me, this is a buying market. Once again, we're gonna say anything. It's a buying market. This is the time to get in. This is the time to hold. The time to start staking. This is the time to make it happen. If you're gonna get in anywhere, then I suggest that right now be the time because I feel that we're going to see the market come back stronger than before.
Yeah, we definitely could. We could see the market come September be twice fold what it is currently right now. So it really just kind of depends on what happens moving forward. It really depends on whether or not we stop getting so much FUD for essentially no reason. They try to turn, things are being turned into what seems like negative information. Uh, when in reality it's fairly positive. Like the whole thing about China's mass migration of miners, that's not necessarily a negative thing. That's a fairly positive thing for crypto because then that means that less people are. That means that less, that means that less of people in the country of China are are in control of what's going on with Bitcoin. It
Right.
can be dispersed amongst other countries, and then perhaps Texas could help take over some of the mining, and then I know Florida was saying stuff about taking over some mining. So I mean, we could see some really interesting things come the next couple of years here over in the United States, specifically when it comes to crypto.
Yeah, I think so, man. I think that America is going to be one of the bigger. I think America is going to be one of the bigger central hubs. To be honest with you, I think eventually the way that the future is going to start rolling, that we are going to be a central hub for mining cryptocurrency. And now that China wants to kind of back out of, being a central hub, it doesn't it doesn't really look so hot for them. You know what I'm saying? Like they're choosing to allow us to regain control of being, a central leader again. And they don't. China always didn't want that, but them missing out and choosing not to allow mining and things of that nature because of that that digital yuan to be the leader over there, that's gonna really hinder them. They're gonna miss out on a lot of money.
Yeah, most certainly. There's a lot of money to be missed out when it comes to crypto. A lot of people just don't realize it right now, but in reality, I mean, you look at a lot of the people who were invested 4 years ago, people who were invested 8 years ago, they're living a completely different life than what we are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course they are. Mhm. Of course they are. Yeah. They're going to be because they're sitting pretty freaking nice right about now. While we're still trying to catch up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's plenty of millionaires and billionaires off of Bitcoin, Ethereum, even Dogecoin now. So I mean,
Yeah, dude, like multi-millionaires off of Dogecoin right now. That's insane. For a minute there, when Doge was hitting 70 cents, I probably would have been sitting on, at least a good couple 100,000 from what I got still left over in my Dogecoin, all my Dogecoin that's on Dogecoin Core and um the other Dogecoin that I have in other places. I probably would have had about a good, good 300,000 if I would have sold out at 70 cents. But did I want to? No. No, I sure did not.
yeah, it's just rather unfortunate when things just don't go the way that you expect them to. So I guess we'll go ahead and really move into our real first topic of the day, which is the crypto adoption that's been going on. Let me go ahead and get things pulled up here. Just bear with me for one moment. All right. So, Central Bank of Tanzania working on president's request for crypto adoption. A source for the Central Bank of Tanzania has reported to Reuters that it is now working on the adoption of cryptocurrency per the request of Shama Suluhu Hassan. I probably botched their name, but says the bank is working on directives given, said an anonymous source about the president's call to begin working on cryptocurrency. And then we can see over here, Paraguay becomes the second country to propose the bill to make Bitcoin legal tender. Um, it's just something that it's something that's just going to keep happening. South American nation Paraguay has become the second country after El Salvador to propose a bill to make Bitcoin legal tender. The bill in support of cryptocurrency was proposed Thursday night. The bill proposed was confirmed by a member of the Parliament, Carlitos Rehala. Hope I said their name right. Probably didn't. Who has been a supporter of Bitcoin and has shot into global fame in the past weeks. The bill, if passed, it will make Paraguay the second country to make Bitcoin an official currency. We understand that India was talking about making or defining uh, crypto as an asset class. We know over here in America, it's pretty well established that crypto is an asset, and so it just goes to show you that that we're slowly but surely going to be moving into adoption, and people think that we could potentially be going into something called a super cycle.
What called the super cycle?
Yeah, a super cycle. So a super cycle is
Um,
essentially where where we end up breaking tradition that go from the market, right? I'll go ahead and I'll get it pulled up for us here. That way we can all look at it together. Um,
yeah, I mean, I could pull it up on my other device too. So
so this is just a random article from earlier on this year. I'm just it's just a random one that I picked up, so I would disregard if it follows any kind of otherwise information. But I'm just gonna briefly go over this real quick just to see if it actually, yeah, it's not actually a article. It's somebody being a fool.
all right. Yeah, so I mean, it sounds like what we got going on is a lot of stuff that's about to happen here soon. A lot of governments are about to jump into this and take in and adopt into the cryptocurrency. Like a lot of people didn't think it was going to happen, but once J.P. Morgan, the bank, the big bank, once they came out and Chase Bank said, "Hey, guess what? We're going to cryptocurrency and blockchain technology," which is actually a smart move. They created their own cryptocurrency. Now they're one of the leading banks in the world, used by very big franchises, right? Chase Bank, you know. So once that started taking place, I think that kind of rolled a level of awareness to other governments and other governing banks, and other things of that nature that brought people into the circle and the light of cryptocurrency is like, huh, well, Chase Bank is doing it. it's got to be something good, right? They've got to be doing it for a good reason. And so I think that a lot of these governments are finally starting to come around and see that blockchain technology is actually a really good thing.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to blockchain technology, it's not something that we could use. It's not something that's only used for finance. Blockchain technology can be used for many things other than finance. You can use it for document like just simple documentation information organization, right? And so that's something that I believe the medical field is looking into about trying to figure out how to use blockchain to, make uh, filing easier for the medical field. And just imagine how it would be if the medical field spent less time doing paperwork and more time focusing on you know, working with their patients. If we spent less time having to do that, that would end up increasing the benefit of healthcare, right? That's
Right.
one of the things, and so you can see how blockchain technology could increase, the health of a nation or of a community, or uh, as a whole for society. I've heard from people about how they can use blockchain technology for ticketing systems for like for events like going out to baseball events or basketball events, and really and honestly when it comes to using blockchain technology for that, it makes it easier to get away from them being able to fake out tickets, and it reduces the potentiality for people to uh, end up having the same ticket if it's all based on a blockchain system for these major companies, and you're not using the blockchain system as like a currency system so much as just an information system, but in different ways. The medical field can use it as an information system for patients. The sports industry can use it for tickets and sales information. On two ends of that, right? One's more for corporate, and then one's more for public for ticket sales, and then you have the information that they would have for their sales on that on a different type of blockchain, like almost like a smart contract, right? So there's so much endless capability when it comes to blockchain technology. And it's not just necessarily from a financial aspect, but the more that we move into streamlining the way that we attain information, that's how we can end up progressing faster as a society.
Yeah, I think so. I think I absolutely agree. I believe that um, we're rapidly spiraling into blockchain technology, and it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing at the same time because we're moving so fast into blockchain technology that not a lot of people are being able to grasp the understanding of it. Yeah, sure, these people who have been programming and bending computer technology for the past 10, 15 years probably have a way better understanding than the majority of us. Even people who are computing data and stuff like that, cybersecurity, anybody who's been into the computer and IT field probably has like 20 steps ahead of everybody else. But then you get like your normal people who work at banks, like receptionists or tellers, or people who work at gas stations and stuff like that. We're moving so fast into blockchain technology, and blockchain technology is being implemented by all these businesses as to handle cash transactions and XA and whatnot now, right? And just a lot of the people that are actually doing the jobs really don't even understand the blockchain technology themselves, but yet they're forced to, start having to jump right into it. So, I mean, it's cool that we're moving at a really rapid pace, but I feel like the whole entire world when it comes to blockchain technology needs to just kind of take a little breather real quick and let everybody educate themselves about, the capabilities and what we can and cannot achieve with blockchain technology and cryptocurrency itself before just jumping in. And, because we're seeing a lot of everything just happen way too fast, just way too fast. And the technology is awesome because it's being implemented. They know what they're doing and they got it going on right. But we're also seeing negative effects come from it too. So
Well,
hopefully everything kind of pans out the right way.
yeah, and so what I was gonna say is, it's touching back on what we were talking about in the last stream about, the reality of crypto and how can it be real if it's something that you can't touch. And so that's one of the biggest things that I think one of the biggest hurdles that a lot of people have to that society has to overcome, I should say, not that a lot of people do, but that society has to overcome. Society has to understand how it is that cryptocurrency works and what it is, what cryptocurrency means, how what the blockchain means, and how it compares to tangible assets like the U.S. dollar, like how we were talking about in the other stream um, back on Wednesday. If you look at the similar the sim the how the
The
U.S.
similar,
dollar and crypto are similar is they're both something that can be used as a form of exchange, right? I can give you Bitcoin and you can give me something that I need in exchange for it. We can use it that same way, just like you can the US dollar. What makes it different in a lot of people's eyes is that the fact that the US dollar is something that I can have physically in my wallet via a piece of paper, and cryptocurrency is primarily just a digital asset. So a lot of people's primary concern is, what happens if, the internet goes down, and people have pretty much quailed that issue for the most part, but people still come up and ask that question, which is, what happens if, the internet was to go down in an area, like a massive area, like say America had an internet blackout. Well, in reality, when it comes to something like that happening, crypto is not going to go away because of that. But in that area, they would be having that issue, and that's why when it comes to having physical forms of representations of currency, we'll still have that, but it'll be kind of like one of those back placeholders, right? We still do checking systems. You still can write a check at the grocery store and pay for your goods with a check at the grocery store. It's just very uncommon in comparison to using a debit card, credit card, or your phone. That's just we've moved past that to simpler means of paying for you know our goods, and so that's essentially how fiat currency would end up becoming. It's not something that we would have go away because it's kind of what we use as our construct of understanding uh a form of exchange. And that's one of the big hurdles that people have to get over when it comes to anything like Bitcoin or Ethereum, is that just because it's not something that you can touch, since it's something that cannot necessarily fall within your perception of reality, that makes it hard for you to believe in and invest in. And that's something that people have to overcome, is just the slight differences between fiat currency and blockchain technology currency. You take the US dollar, and that's something that can be fundamentally changed, right? So if you take the US dollar from a certain standpoint, originally we were based on the gold and silver standard, and then we essentially moved over to a numeral standard, right? So when we moved from one standard to another standard, we were changing the fundamentals essentially of what the US dollar is. We were fundamentally changing it. But since we all use it, and since it's massively understood that this is the currency, either A, of the world, or B, of the country, depending on how you look at it, um, you know, you just continue moving forward. And the whole reason why that was is because it was simply unethical for us to try and continue to store up massive amounts of gold or silver or any other types of precious metals or gems. It's just not a reality. Um, when it comes to that, it's we can only put so much resources into it. We can only have so many materials in it, and so it takes time and money and resources to do that. And so there came that eclipsing point for physical material being used as a store of value, right? And so that's why we ended up changing the U.S. dollar over to the numeral standard. in layman's terms, because there was much more to it than just that. But that's essentially, what it started from, right? So then you take blockchain technology, and the difference between blockchain technology and then the original foundation of the U.S. dollar is that when, for instance, Bitcoin was created, you can't change how Bitcoin fundamentally works from its beginning. There's no way to do that. Once its blocks are created, there is no changing. There is no changing those blocks, right? There is no, like, oh well, you know what? Actually, let's go ahead and go back and change this bit of the code and fix this and that. You can't do it like that. It's not something that you can change and then it just like it just goes in without any issues. That's the whole reason why we have bridging. That's the whole reason why we have layer 2 solutions. There's a reason why we have those type of things. It's not because like that's the way that we want to do it. That's the way it has to be done. You can't if you want to change a cryptocurrency fundamentally from its beginning, and you're trying to do it to where you're trying to change, like, let's say, from the Genesis block, you might as well just go off and try and make another one, because you're gonna have there would be so much work involved with trying to do it that way that you could have considered it essentially to be impossible. And that's one of the reasons that it ends up making blockchain technology so much more secure in comparison to fiat currency and the deployment of that and how we exchange that and the platforms that we use for that. It's just
Well,
they're
so
very different things. We have banks and things like that, and that's the reason, and that's what sets them apart. We have insurances and things like that, of course, but what I'm saying is that people can go into a bank and rob a bank. People can go in to computer systems and hack into people's accounts and actually withdraw from individuals' accounts, right? Well, the difference with crypto and the fiat system is that you can't necessarily hack the blockchain itself. You can hack people's accounts and things like that, but you can't actually go into the blockchain and try to fundamentally change how the blockchain works. And so it's like, for
I
instance,
mean, let's not say that it's impossible, because it's really not impossible, but in a mere sense of reality, it kind of is impossible.
it's just like,
Like you
which
got
is more work?
what trying to hack the whole entire blockchain.
Yeah,
That
exactly. That's
is
why
that's
that's why I'm
something
saying,
that
like,
that's something that one person themselves probably would never accomplish.
yeah, I mean
Not one single entity, I don't think, could ever hack a blockchain unless the blockchain itself, the developers, leave like a security function in the background, And the all right, so there's front end and then there's back end programming or developing. All right, so I'm not exactly that far to understanding what the exact difference between the two is. I know that the front end handles like how the swap would happen on Pancake Swap. I think that would be like front end, and then how like the building of the blockchain, like programming the core essentials of the blockchain. I think that would be like back end, right? And so if they program with a security feature or like a loophole or something, or as these smart contracts can do nowadays, because people are getting smarter with the way that they can program them. They can leave like a back door essentially for them to come in and kind of just snag stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or get information, or renounce ownership of a contract, and there's nothing that the owner can actually do, you know.
right. This person
And
right
as
here,
so,
I can just read briefly what these people kind of say. I don't think they're necessarily speaking directly about blockchain, but they're talking about specifically just front end and back end development. And this person says back end development handles the functionality and capability of whatever application or website that is being built, often referred as the server side. The code in the back end can be thought as the engine or the brain for the application. The back end development is extremely open ended because functionality is pretty much an evolving and infinite concept. And then it goes to say about front end. Front end development to this individual is like the clothes that we wear. It is often referred to as the client side. And front end developers
Okay,
need
yeah, yep,
to
yep.
teeter along the lines of functionality and style. The ability to be successful on front end developer hinges on the ability to make choices that provide users with a unique experience while not compromising on
Yes.
functionality. That's
Yeah. The
essentially the difference between the two.
front end would handle like client user interface, right? That's what front end would be developing, is what we like when we go on Facebook and what we see when we're typing in our, our statuses and our login and stuff like that. I believe that what they're getting at right there, that's front end development, right? And then the back end is the brains and the, obviously that was pretty self-explanatory. But so yeah, dude, it's when like you're programming and you're a dev and you're programming a blockchain, you're coding a blockchain. If you're like, let's say someone hired you, right, to program a smart contract or something for them. Essentially, you being the programmer could leave like a loophole in the contract, especially if the person doesn't know anything about the contract themselves. They're just paying you to build it. You could essentially leave like a loophole for you to come in and pretty much take over the contract or something of that nature. So or like renounce ownership once a modifier is triggered or something, or an event is emitted, um so that's this technology is pretty insane, and it's on people are only going to get smarter with it. They're going to be able to find out different ways to do certain things, and it's just a matter of time. I see it happening, and I mean, yeah, blockchain is very safe. I would recommend it over fiat any day. But in order for one single individual to probably hack, like say Bitcoin's network, and try to steal money out of somebody's wallet, like not like Trust Wallet, right? But like say like okay, Dogecoin Core, right? That's where you can, and Bitcoin Core. Okay, so Bitcoin Core is like a core wallet online, or for your hardware, you download it right to your hard drive. My bad, not hardware. Um, but so you download it to your PC or your laptop or whatever. Same thing as Dogecoin Core, and that's where you would store like pretty much a cold storage on your computer. Um, and that's actually, you can operate that as a node. So, in order for anybody to come and steal that money out of that core wallet or to hack a transaction, they would literally have to go to every single node that runs inside of that network and change each transaction hash that was validated for X said transaction. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty impossible.
Right.
Um, it's merely impossible, but it's not impossible. But
Right.
it's merely humanly impossible.
So I guess we'll move on to our next topic about I'm essentially going to call this a super drop. El Salvador is intending on dropping $30 of Bitcoin to every citizen in their country. Every El Salvadorian who downloads the government's Bitcoin wallet app will be eligible for an airdrop of $30 worth of BTC. The president of El Salvador has announced that the government will airdrop $30 worth of Bitcoin to every adult of the country. The announcement was welcomed by Bitcoiners, with influencers speculating that El Salvador's government will need to purchase the required BTC it intends to distribute, adding more than 100 million in buying pressure on the markets. Quickly Googled estimates have the adult population of El Salvador varied, with on-chain analysis, Willy Woo tweeting that Bitcoin's global user base will grow by about 2.5% thanks to the influx of 4.5 million Salvadorians. And we went and did the math earlier, and I think it came out to something around 138, 140,000, somewhere around that range, or not thousand, but million
Yeah,
dollars.
40 million, I think.
Says others place the Salvadorian adults is at about 6.5 million. So I mean that number is disputed, but at either rate, we're going to be seeing millions of dollars pouring into I guess you could say into Bitcoin or into people's wallets spread across the country of El Salvador. Um,
I mean,
so as
just them
they
putting
Mhm.
just them putting 150 million into the Bitcoin to airdrop it into the wallets is going to entice these people to get involved with Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, and that's exactly the whole point of this, right? The whole point is to get these people involved. You know, to get their their um their population involved, so that way we can grow the crypto community as a whole and end up, making crypto become, more of a, I guess, real thing for some of the speculative people out there. It says here, however, crypto Twitter's euphoria may be slightly premature, as local publication per this local publication in El Salvador's citizens will only receive free Bitcoin after downloading the government issued cryptocurrency application. Well, I mean, yeah, that's exactly what was announced. I don't know why they're saying that it could be premature, because they have to download that. But as that gets spread across the country, people are going to end up doing it if they have a mobile device of some kind, because their government saying, hey, you download this app because we're getting involved with something that's called cryptocurrency. You download this app, we're going to give you free money just to be involved with this app, so that way we can have the adoption be more standardized throughout our country. So, I mean, I don't see how that's really like something that's going to end up taking necessarily an extremely long time for the people of El Salvador. I think it's something that, yeah, it's probably going to take a couple of months, but I don't think it's something that's going to take years. And by couple of months, I mean the couple of months being like picking up the stragglers, right? You're going to see a mass influx within the next, 30 days. But as for getting, the people that are less inclined, that will be over the next couple months. But you'll probably see 50% or 40% of the people in El Salvador that have a mobile device downloading it within the first month. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I see. You said 50?
Yeah, I would say 50% of the people who have mobile
Oh, 50%.
devices
Yeah.
are,
Okay, 50%. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 100%. I agree.
yeah,
100%. I agree. At least 50%, if not more. Probably 60.
Yeah, because it's going to primarily start in the more developed regions of El Salvador, and then shortly thereafter, it will start to go into the more rural regions. Kind of like, I guess, what you like if we were to base it off of how we are here in America, you'd say like their heavily populated regions are like, our main cities, and then our suburbs would kind of be like how their more rural areas would be, even though it'd be kind of more, I guess, you not necessarily village-esque, but just much smaller in comparison to what we consider like suburbias. And then it would just trickle
Mhm.
down from there. And essentially, the only people that won't necessarily have, themselves involved with Bitcoin are people who essentially just have no means of mobile communication. But that's when, by the time that comes in a few months, by the time it trickles down to those individuals being left, El Salvador will have other implementations to where, those areas will be able to do so, or people in areas that already are, moving forward with Bitcoin, but just they're not mobily inclined. It'll make it to where it's more available for them, like how we have over here in the U.S. down the street. If I wanted to go and buy Bitcoin at my gas station, I can because there's an ATM there now. So you're going to be seeing things, maybe not necessarily Bitcoin ATMs per se, but maybe something very similar built into El Salvador for those who just don't have the ability to have some kind of mobile app or something. And yeah, they would unfortunately miss out the um, on the $30. But then again, at the same time, you never know. There might be a way for them to be able to get themselves involved, so that way they can end up getting some of that free money that their government would be giving out during what I'm calling that super drop.
Right, right.
I mean,
Yep.
it's not like we're dropping like millions of tokens or something. They're dropping millions of dollars. $30 per individual. So I consider that to be like a super drop. That's not just an airdrop. An airdrop's like, hey man, I'm gonna send you like 20, $30. You know, that's an airdrop to me.
Right.
When you're sending millions, that's not no just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go and do this real fast.
Oh man, yeah, I feel it, man. And that's a lot of money that they're gonna be airdropping, dude. Lots of money. I mean, shoot. I
Right.
wish I was in El Salvador. Uh,
So I guess we'll go ahead and let's pop back into the market. Let's see how some of these let's see how some of these other coins are doing. We can go and check out BNB here briefly. Um, Looks like they're actually kind of staying fairly flat today in comparison to in comparison to what we're seeing with some of the other oh well, never mind. I was wrong. I mean, it's still only like a $30 drop in comparison to you know, hundreds of dollars. I would say that I would say that they're still holding fairly strong in comparison over here on BNB. Moving over to Vet, we can see that for today they've had it looks about like a 1 penny drop. They dropped from 8 cents all the way down to about 7 cents. So they're currently sitting at about 7.3. Going over here to ADA, we can see that we can see right here. All right. They as well haven't been having nearly as much of a decline. We can see that they started out today here at about they started the day off at about 37 cents, hit a high of 39 cents, currently sitting at $1.26. So they're doing fairly well. And let's go ahead and take a look at Doge real quick before we move on to our next topic. Um, so if we pull them over here on the 25th, there was that fairly substantial drop from 27 down to 22, currently sitting at 24 and a half cents. But if we do look at how they were doing on the 22nd, we can see that they went down below 16 and a half cents and climbed their way back up to nearly 29 cents. So really, they're actually on a fairly impressive recovery over the past couple of days in comparison to just what's happening in these past 24 hours. If we look at how
that
they've been
was
doing for the past, we can say how they've been doing here for about the most of the beginning of the month. They started out here. We'll say at about 38 cents. It was probably slightly higher than that, but we'll say that they were starting out somewhere between 38 and 40 cents. And so we're seeing, we did have that substantial decline down to the 16 cents, and so we're still sitting at essentially half, a little over half of what we were at. Come, let's see, this is probably sorry, this is probably yeah, so around the 7th. So we're sitting at about a little over half of what we were at, around the beginning of the month. That's not bad for Dogecoin when you still consider that, if we bring it out to the beginning of the year, actually, I mean, not even that. We can just bring it out to March. We were sitting at 5 cents. So I mean, we're still doing substantially well. If we did bring it out to the beginning of the year, I mean, you can see how it's oh, sorry about that, everyone. we can see how, we're doing much better off than how we were at the beginning of the year. The beginning of the year, we were, under a penny. So to be under a penny and to be at, nearly a quarter, even, you know, though we did hit up to 74 cents, I mean, that's still impressive considering that that's only within 6 months. Within 6 months, this is, you know, essentially 25, over 25 to X itself. So, I mean, I would have nothing to complain about, right?
Right.
Moving on, we'll go ahead and
I
just
wouldn't have nothing to complain about. Dogecoin is doing great. Dogecoin cannot be stopped, man.
right.
I mean, 16 cents back up to 23 cents in a matter of like what, 2, 3 hours? Come on. You can't. Dogecoin is not going to be stopped here. And Dogecoin is going to be one of the leaders. People just need to get with it.
Right. Most certainly. I think it's going to end up maintaining in the top 10 for a pretty good while. I'm going to go ahead and move into Af- Africrypt. Um, Africrypt. So,
Africrypt.
yes. So, some people might have heard about it here recently, but there was a South African crypto exchange where two brothers disappeared after clients, money had vanished, and the investors in a cryptocurrency exchange in South Africa, which were told in April their accounts had been hacked, say about $3.6 billion has disappeared from the platform, along with the two brothers who cannot be traced. It was confirmed that Africrypt's losses would rank among one of the biggest crypto losses yet for the whole of 2020. Losses in the crypto sector, though, fraud in the crypto sector through fraud and other crimes were at 1.9 billion, down from a record of 4.5 billion in 2019, according to crypto intelligence company CipherTrace. Uh, Africrypt COO Amir Kaji said in a letter to his clients dated April 13th that client accounts had been compromised due to recent breach in its system. The letter, reviewed by Reuters, said that the Africrypt had halt operations and had begun the process of attempting to retrieve stolen funds. It gave no details as to how much money was missing and warned clients that trying to get their money back using lawyers would only delay the recovery process. So essentially, they were telling people don't get any kind of law involved right now because it will only hinder us trying to fix the problem so we can make sure that your money is restored. Um, Says that Hancom attorneys at a law firm hired by some of those who say they had lost money told Reuters in a statement their investigation sounds so far to be a total of 3.6 billion that has vanished from that exchange. The firm did not immediately respond to the request to comment on how they reached that figure. But yeah, so essentially, you know, um, these from what people are coming to gather, these two brothers uh, essentially ran off with an exchange worth of people's money, like they were saying, approximately $3.6 billion.
That's insane, bro. That is absolutely insane. See, that's the kind of stuff right there that's going to create regulations and that's going to create more heightened security in the blockchain industry. We're going to see a new phase of cybersecurity start to move into the blockchain industry, and we're going to start seeing what you're going to start hearing about here very soon is probably transaction bounty hunters.
Yeah, that probably will end up becoming a profession for people who really
100%.
understand the blockchain. You know, they'll end up having that as a service.
Dude, 100% they're going to start having that in service. Let me tell you why. Because you know how they have cyber hacker bounty hunters, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got bounty hunters that hunt down hackers and cyber trackers and things of that nature. So it's only a matter of time before we start seeing, like, maybe not necessarily like a law enforcement of that cell of its nature, but I guarantee you any money eventually we're going to see a cybersecurity company come out with some type of technology that allows them to investigate like transaction hashes to I imagine to the point where they may even be able to track an IP address eventually, you know what I'm saying? But most people use VPN, so it's chances of that happening is not going to happen. But at the same token, I definitely see security companies
Security coming to the blockchain. That's what you were gonna say. I think Underdoge is currently having some connectivity issues.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
There we go.
really. I'm
You're fading in and out right now.
activity issues. Huh? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're doing much better now. Apologies everyone for that. It looks like that had cleared up. But yeah, it's just I definitely would say I think that that's something that we're going to end up seeing here going into the near future because people just simply are not going to tolerate that.
No, not at all. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, you're coming through just fine now.
Okay, sorry about that. I think it's the weather messing around with my signal. I don't know. It's raining pretty bad where I'm at. So, yeah, dude, definitely. People are not going to tolerate big losses like that. And I feel that cybersecurity is definitely going to heighten their security here very soon. We're going to start seeing programs come out where you're going to be able to start. You're not going to ever be able to track down a transaction hash or a wallet ID and pull somebody's identification for that. Not at all. Not at all. That's just impossible. That's the whole reason behind blockchain technology and having those anonymous wallet them wallet IDs, right? So, we're probably not going to be able to see the point where they're going to be able to pull information or a name off of a wallet address ever. But we will start seeing the point where people are, paying attention to where this wallet is, like what it's buying and, and stuff like that. So you'll be able to start keeping a track on that. And then if it's on Binance chain, the smart chain, you can actually report addresses and contract addresses for tokens or wallets as a phishing attack. And I don't know what they do from there, but it's kind of centralized, so it defeats the purpose of blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. But at the same time, some of those features are actually
some of them are important.
Yeah, some of them are somewhat important. I will say that, like at least being able to, if somebody scams you and then you can go report it to the transaction network as that wallet scammed you out of some money or something like that. That's pretty important because then they can keep eye on that wallet. And I don't know how they'll ever be able to get the money back or anything of that nature, or do anything really about it, but they could probably restrict that exact wallet address from interacting with the network.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, and if it's a for sure scam wallet, then good, so be it. You shouldn't be able to have access to the internet if you're just going to rob people. That's just how I feel, man. Like, that's sad. Because not a lot of people in this world, like we were talking about in the beginning, understand the technology of the internet alone. So, and those are the people who are most vulnerable because they get on here and they're new and then bam, they get scammed. It's sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we really have to watch out for, and that's why ledger technology is something that some people might want to look into.
Oh,
Cold
hey,
storage.
that's a good thing you actually even brought that up. All right. So remember how earlier, just a moment ago, you were talking about how, oh, people don't want to get into crypto because they don't think it's real. They can't put their hands on it, this and that. Well, I was going to say if they're so worried about that, tell them to get themselves a ledger because that's the best way I could tell you that you're going to be able to put your hands on cryptocurrency without really being able to put your hands on cryptocurrency. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to control your assets. You want to make sure that nobody's being able to hack them. Get yourself a ledger, or I can't remember the name of the other one, but the ledger, and then there's a few more. There's a ton of them out now.
Yeah, there's
But
plenty. I actually pulled up the Ledger website. No affiliation, no sponsorship. Just pulling them up so that way you can get a good idea of what kind of security you can have for your
the best part about it is,
coin.
I think I think that. Sorry, I'm taking a dab, guys. But I think that the ledger, I think that has 2FA on it, doesn't it?
I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, we can easily just click on to one of these and take a look. I mean, we'll go ahead and check out their Nano S. How about that?
Yeah, that's
Let's go ahead and we'll click on here, learn more. So, says introducing the Nano S, reclaim the power over your money. Combine the Ledger Nano S with the Ledger Live app for maximum security and control over your crypto. Buy and exchange and grow your crypto. Manage and invest your crypto anytime, anywhere with Ledger and our partners. Buy and exchange crypto in seconds. Simple and safe and smart way. All your cryptos in one place. Which, mind you, I don't believe in keeping all of your crypto assets all in one place. I don't believe that anyone should ever do that. I think personally, you should have multiple portfolios. You should have your crypto spread across multiple exchanges, because if one exchange gets hacked, if Ledger ever were to get destroyed by some kind of super hack, and that's where all of your crypto is, and they got everyone's crypto, guess what? You're screwed. So it's better to have your
think,
money spread across.
the way that Ledger's set up, though. I don't think that that's very possible, though.
It's not very possible, but what I'm saying is that you should never. The main thing I'm saying is don't keep all of your crypto in one place, even with Ledger. Like you should keep it spread across at least a few exchanges, because that will just keep you safer in the long run.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Like
I got VeChain staking on Binance. I got some on Voyager. I got some on Crypto.com. I got some on Coinbase. Got some on Bittrex.
And see, their Ledger Nano S, it's actually only $59.99 right now, so it's actually very affordable in comparison to some of their other options. Like if we go over here to if we go and look at their Nano X, right? Let's see, we can click learn more about this one, and then you can see it's $120 in comparison to the 60, so it's double the price.
And that's for the Ledger Nano S?
No, that's for the X. The S is only $60, but their X
Yeah,
is
that's what I'm
120.
talking.
So this is kind of like they're more affordable. Like they have this right here, $139 for a 3-pack, or you could pay $120, or well, I guess it'd be $140 for a 3-pack, or you can pay $120 for the X and get only one. So this is kind of like their more affordable option, right?
How much is for the 3?
For three of their ledgers, three of the ledger digital USBs, it's 140.
What? For three X's though, or S's?
S's, yeah, for the S like
What?
sky.
That's
Hmm.
that's a heck of a deal right there, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Originally, apparently it was 177, so they've dropped it down to 139. And then remember that that's giving you let's see if there's so that means that you're getting like $40 off of three versus you can pay 120 and you'd get you'd spend $20 less, but you'd only get one. And essentially, as far as I understand, it's the same technology. So but I imagine as we move forward into like um I guess you would say cold storage technology. I can imagine that at some point, even possibly Ledger or maybe even a different company would come out and they would come out potentially with some kind of card, right? Some kind of card that would be similar to something like this, except except it that you would use it just like how you do your debit card, right? Except you'd essentially have cold storage continually, and that's something that would obviously probably happen more along the lines of when you achieve a higher level of mass adoption. But I can see that being something that can be a reality down the road is having a special crypto card with Ledger, essentially, as an example. And, it's a card that is a cold storage wallet, and on top of it being a cold storage wallet, it's your debit card as well. So you can use it just like how you would, and it's cold storage. And I mean, with the way that technology is getting nowadays, they could probably make the debit card the thickness of perhaps two debit cards, perhaps. And then that would probably be sufficient to hold their information, and it would be connected to your phone just like how how these already are. And then essentially, the only way that people would use it is like, for instance, most of the time you're not swiping the card anymore, you're injecting it or inserting it into the machine. So let's say on the other end of that, they could easily have a fingerprint scanner that could also scan your fingerprint or something, right? Or at the same time that you're going to put it in, you just hit OK on your phone or some shit. It's just something like that. It just kind of depends. But I see that being something that could come down the road, not necessarily this year or next, but maybe in the next 5 or 10 years, I could see that easily being a reality because we're already moving into debit card technology as it is. So if we're already moving into debit card technology as it is, then I couldn't see how we wouldn't move into some kind of safer storage slash debit card technology down the road.
Right. I'm not even gonna lie. I wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised if they're already working on that technology with the nano cards or with the ledger cards. That would be awesome, to be honest, if you could have a debit card that would allow you access to your cold storage unit, such as your ledger. That would be awesome. So I see the technology rising. Granted, the only issue is when we have these credit cards right now. We got people put these fake swipers up, so they take information from the credit card. If that information's ever hacked, then they have access to your cold storage. That's the only bad part, unless you turn off the debit transactions. So that would be the only issue I see there. But other than that, I feel that would actually be relatively nice. Um, so that way, if people don't happen to have their ledger directly on them, or they have the technology for the use of the ledger USB while you're out, uh, then if you can even access it offline, then I feel that that could be a potentially good thing in
Well,
the
that's why I
future.
was saying. That's why I was saying earlier when I was saying, once it's more along the lines of mass adoption, because at that point, our debit cards aren't necessarily online, right? But the systems are online, and it sends them a code, right? So essentially, we could end up having the same thing happen.
Information, though, so
You said what?
I said and the systems themselves carry the information.
Yeah, exactly. So, down the road, 5, 10 years from now, uh, you know, essentially offline techniques could easily be achievable. But honestly, I mean, you look at how things are potentially going to end up 5 or 10 years down the road. I think people being offline is going to become less and less of an actuality.
Yeah, I do too. I agree. I agree. I can see that. 100%.
Well,
100%, my friend.
I know there's probably some projects that you would like to talk about. So if you'd like to bring some of those up, I'll
Um,
bring up our charts so that way we can have those pulled up so we can go ahead and look those up and get talking about them because I'm sure you have a couple that you'd like to bring up.
um, I mean, dude, with what really happened on my trust wallet last night, I kind of haven't, I've been in like a whole different mood, you know, like with how that has really affected me because it took a lot of money and I was doing giveaways with that money. And then, the BNB was going to go to fund a project. So, I kind of haven't really been paying attention to a lot of the projects right now, man. I just really feel upset that, I got most of my stuff taken. So I haven't really been inside my trust wallet too much. Um,
Well, I guess I mean we could start off with
I
something
got
that we know you
some.
love. We can
I
start
mean,
off with your baby Doge.
well, yeah, Baby Doge isn't doing so hot right now. So they're down negative 42.89% at the moment. They
Oh,
went from being, yeah, my bag went from being worth $3 to being worth $1. But we got to remember though, a lot of these ride off the Binance chain. So the Binance coin itself is down to 286. When we were talking about it last time, I think we were sitting around like 330, 340. So, of course, my bag's going to be worth a lot more at that moment, And I mean, I'm not even going to lie. Every token in my wallet is doing really bad, except for Underdog. I
yeah,
don't
the
know.
that freak coin.
Dude, I have no clue what is going on with that thing, man. That and I mean, I have a couple of tokens that are doing pretty good that are on the up and up, and then I have a bunch that aren't even tracking because they don't have the number of holders to track you know, um, inside of Trust Wallet. So there we'll talk about some of these ones that are doing really good, like Burn. Birmingham's doing really well.
Actually, Baby Doge has recovered fairly nicely from earlier today, where when it was really low. I would say it's kind of like almost on a 50% recovery from that. Not from
You
the
know,
immediate dip, just I mean like in comparison to the lowest low to the highest high, they're sitting kind of right in the middle right now, so they're not doing too bad.
no, they're doing really good actually. They bounced back. They were down probably about 90% from where they were, at that time, when they were down. And I mean, it doesn't really exact. Okay, hold on. What does it say? Uh, from where they were at to that dip, I would say it's probably a good 70% drop. And then they came back up. They're doing pretty good. Um, they're not doing so bad, but like I said, we're gonna see people mass selling, taking some profits. Plus, Binance is down. The whole market's pretty ugly right now, so it's looking like there's a lot of stuff getting hit. with the negatives, you know. Burn one's doing pretty good though. They're up 4.75% on the 1 day chart, and you look at the 1 hour chart, and they're doing really well. They actually just signed up with the Last Prisoner Project, which is a criminal reform project for cannabis laws, or for cannabis reform. And Burn one's doing pretty good, man. I enjoy them. I enjoy their community. I enjoy the creator of the token that itself is a really, humble person, great person to, talk to and just share information with. Um, the community is great, so the coin's doing well. I'm happy with it.
Yeah,
They
it
got a
looks
lot
like
of
they're
good.
on a fairly steady gain. If you look, it looks like from the 21st to where we're sitting at now. I mean, they had that fairly decent spike up right here. But I
Yeah,
mean, they're still holding. They're still on a multi-day gain. They're gaining day over day. We
that's
can go
because
and
they're steadily putting in work, man. These guys have literally went from, I want to say, these dudes had 0 holders on, it looks like June 24th or June 25th. And then by June 26th, they were up to 7,383 holders. And you can see that right on BSC scan.
right. Yeah, I mean, you look over here like SafeMoon, for instance, and I'm not bashing or anything by any means, but I'm just saying like you see that they've initially had a bit more of a loss over the past I guess you'd say 5 days, right, in comparison. So some of these smaller coins, that goes to show that some of these smaller coins can do well. We can go and take a look at Clue Coin. We can see how they've been doing over here for the past 7 days. They've kind of been at a loss. You can see over here, it looks like we had some big sells that happened rather quickly. Within a short period of time here and here. Let's see. This was
Yeah,
at about
and
5
yeah,
a.m. and this one was at about 2 a.m. I was just seeing if they was happening around the same time. But so we can even go and look at what was that one coin? It was Moonstar. That was
Moonstar. They're not doing so hot right now. They were doing pretty good though the other day, but they had some mass sells last night
yeah,
and
yeah.
or
I can
yesterday.
I can see right here where there's a fairly significant drop. But I mean, over the 7 days, they're kind of staying relatively flat. I could say so. I mean, Moonstar is kind of holding steady from what I'm seeing over here on the chart. I mean, they're having some gain, but it looks like they're pretty well staying fairly even. It looks like they're having some resistance, trying to get above these specific numbers.
I'll
Um,
tell you, I'll tell you another coin we should look up. Uh, 100X coin.
yeah, I've been hearing some stuff about them here lately. We can go ahead and give them a
And
quick look.
these guys are getting it in, man. They are doing some good stuff. They have big connections coming up. Big connections. They're doing some real good stuff.
Yeah, it looks like they're
Um,
having a lot of volatility over here on the past 7 days, but they are on a downtrend as well, from what I'm seeing. Um,
See, what it appears to me is that a lot of people are getting out of these tokens right now, like kind of pulling profits away, trying to be safe. Yesterday I read, or not read, but I talked to a friend who was in cybersecurity, and like as we talked in the beginning, how my wallet got hit. There was actually a string of attacks yesterday that took place on a lot of wallets. So maybe that's why a lot of people were kind of selling off yesterday. Who knows? Not sure. Not exactly sure what's taking place. But with a lot of these coins, we're going to see a lot of these coins have had mass sell-offs. Let's look this one up. Melody, dude.
Melody?
Oh my God, yes.
I
This
can't
coin,
remember. Are they on Coin Market Cap? I don't think they were they?
yes, they are on CoinMarketCap. Yes, Melody.
Yeah, they are.
And
That's right. Oh yes, okay. My apologies. If
so,
there's any coins that anyone would like us to look up, you can go ahead and drop it in the chat, and we'll be happy to look them up for you if you would like to see them on the screen. But go ahead and talk about Mozart Finance. What were you going to say about them
yeah,
while I
I was
pull
going
them
to
up?
say they just recently hit the market, right? But these guys, man, they had another coin called Piano, I want to say. And I signed up for an airdrop for them a long time ago, but I had never not gonna see nothing. Because it was for Mozart Finance, right? But and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, out of nowhere, they're dropping a coin called Piano. Well, they've been hyping this coin up, Melody, for the past couple of days on Twitter. I've been following it, and then it drops in at 20 cents, right?
Right.
And which is pretty high to start trading at, so it seemed like there's a lot of money behind it off a rip, and then it slowly dropped right away. Maybe this is where they bought in at the pre-sale, 20 cents. I'm not sure. So then it dropped, kind of stayed a little bit trading, here and there. And we had some ups and downs, like massive ups and downs, going down from 11 to up to 14, and in the past day. And right now we're sitting at about 11 cents. These guys have been cranking though. They have actually been, doing pretty well. This coin has itself. One of the better projects I think that's out there right now. So if you're interested, take a look into it. Melody Token is what it's called by Mozart Finance. Um, yeah, I enjoy Mozart. They're actually doing pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Right. I could
Mhm.
agree to that. I wonder if Mahjong is on here yet. No, not yet. But I'll go ahead and I'll pull them up. I was hearing a lot on their. I was seeing a lot going on their Telegram today. I wanted to pull them up and kind of see what was going on with them.
Oh, Matcha
Um,
Token.
yeah, I wanted to.
Okay, yeah, I imagine that they're doing pretty good. I mean, they're still not showing up in my Trust Wallet. I have some of their tokens. I think me and you both signed up for that little airdrop thing.
You still
But
haven't gotten. You still haven't gotten your Mahjong?
no, I did. Yes, I did. But I was just saying, I haven't been able, keeping track of what's going on their chart. But I mean, it looks fairly relative to everybody else's chart.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at from you know, I wish it would load better, but I think they're still doing fairly well in comparison to you know, some of the other people. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
doing really well, man. They're not on no bull crap. They're out there getting some money together, man. All right, let's see. How about this one? Can you pull this one up? Pangea?
oh yeah, we were trying to look them up the other day.
Yeah, they started showing up just a couple days ago on PooCoin. So
Yeah, go ahead and pull them up. That's not a problem.
yeah, they're pretty sweet, dude. They're an ocean cleanup token, bro. So they donate money to clean up the ocean and try to keep the environment clean. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so I can't pull up their website right here off of my Trust Wallet. Their logo shows, but they're not tracking yet. Um, but they're doing very well actually. I mean, not on the chart itself, but the actual project itself is doing real well. They've been reaching out to a lot of people, a lot of connections, doing some, good donations to try to keep the ocean clean. So, I mean, to me, that's freaking amazing. That's absolutely amazing that we have people that want to, donate their money to help clean up the ocean.
Yeah,
It
I
shows
mean,
right here that they got 123,000 in a locked uh liquidity wallet. I mean, it doesn't say that it's unlocked, but it doesn't say that it's locked. But I'm going to assume that it's locked.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what it was on Bakery Swap that it's at 0. Maybe that's something new that they're putting into it. I'm not 100% sure, and that's the reason why it's sitting at 0. That might be something that they're adding in. I
I
don't
mean,
know, but I would
chart does
say,
look very beautiful. I'm not gonna lie; it's pretty rough when you look at it in a smaller zoom at the 1 hour chart. It's like a big downward trend, but still, we're looking at we're paying attention to it while Binance is down. Once
right.
Binance goes up, these are all going to go back up.
Yeah, so I'm looking over here. I figured I'd pull the read contract. So it says it has no liquidity fee. Uh, this is how much they had for the max amount. Tax fee was at 5%. Um, I wish should it's not actually showing uh, what I was hoping it was going to show. Oh well, but yeah, I mean they're doing pretty well, I would say. Uh, yeah, yeah, in comparison to where they were, but you got to remember this is when they launched, right? And this is where they are now. And if we look, that's on a 15-day span. It looks like they launched on the 9th. So it's 16 days. So 16 days. These people have only, this token has only been around for 16 days. So the it's something that you're gonna have to wait a lot longer before before you see anything with it.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. 100% agree, dude. I couldn't agree anymore. I mean, we're in a market where it's a buyer's market, so we're gonna see a bunch of people eating all these sales up. Which, like, if you go to burn one, you see it. It's happening. People are buying it up right now. Um, but underdog, it looks like it's starting to give reflections now. I've been getting reflections lately, which is cool. They're up 52.17% according to Trust Wallet. Now, I don't know if that's just because Trust Wallet is on drugs, but they've been pretty freaking wild over here on Trust Wallet. Um, let's see. Another one that we can talk about that's doing real well. It hasn't even come out yet, okay? This token, I feel, is going to be one of the best projects to launch. Not necessarily in an aspect of like helping, new investors, so forth and so on, that I know of. I don't know. I haven't done exactly all my research on the token itself and the project, but I know some friends that have been sharing these posts of this token, and you might not be able to pull them up there even. You probably have to go to Twitter or something. But it's called Rise Above token. RZA is what it's called. And it might be on PooCoin. I'm not sure. But I know they haven't launched yet. They launch in July, I believe. I think it's July 1st, to be honest
Oh,
with
then
you.
yeah, then I wouldn't be able to pull them up.
But the thing is, though, is if the contract is still live, and it's on the network, you might be able to pull it up. So I'm not 100% sure if you can yet or not. I haven't really checked, but if you go to their Twitter, you can learn tons of information about who they are, what they're about, and what their goal is with their token and their project. It's rather amazing. They're making a lot of noise on Twitter. I've personally been sharing a lot of statuses of theirs on Twitter, just because I'm very interested into the project and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know But yeah, so you won't be able to pull the contract address up on Binance Scan or anything, I don't think. But if you want, I was just gonna say, if you wanted to, you could have pulled up the Twitter, just to give the viewers to see like what we're looking at real quick, and just to kind of understand, what their outlook is. You don't have to like scroll through a bunch of stuff or anything. You don't even have to pull it up, but RZA is the ticker, and Rise Above is the name of the coin. Fellow Doge fam are really heavily pushing it on Twitter, and they're a part of it, so that's good.
It's called Rise what?
Rise Above. RIZE above.
Coin?
Might be token. Not sure. RIZE. RIZE. Above.
Well, there's this one. I don't know if it's the same one or not, but we can check it out.
I've got Twitter.
Huh?
I say you got Twitter open?
No, this isn't Twitter. This is
No, I was asking, do you have Twitter?
Oh yeah.
And
This might be them, but I mean, I honestly don't know. I just happened to pull up something that's Rise Above.
probably not. Considering here, I got my Twitter open. I'll just read some of the information from them. Okay, so explore. I'm not really using it on my computer. RIZE. Okay. Rise Above token. It's called Rise Token on Twitter. At Rise Token is their Twitter handle. And so what it is a token with a mission statement at battling all forms of hate while rewarding holders. Together we rise is what their bio says. They're a pretty good company, man. They look like they got their stuff together. They got merchandise already on the floor. They got NFTs on the floor. Doge family is heavily supportive of them. So these guys aren't playing. These guys got their stuff together. They're getting ready to, have a good launch. And I think that we are going to see this a very nice takeoff for them in the beginning.
Right. I think it's something to keep an eye on. It's just something that we'll have to see, right?
July 2nd is their launch.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye on them then. Any other coins that you wanted or tokens that you wanted to bring up?
Well, I mean, we could always talk about HDLS. From what I've seen, they were doing pretty well. But I haven't looked today because, I've been trying to stay out of my trust wallet.
You said HDL.
Yeah, HDLS.
Yeah, I'm not pulling them up on here. Let me go ahead and check.
You can only pull them up on PooCoin. They don't want to. They're not trying to be listed on no big exchanges, which is cool. They want it to be completely decentralized, essentially, and they think that being on exchanges kind of centralizes things.
Right.
So I kind of agree with them in a sense, and I support that they don't want to be exposed to market manipulation in a sense of that nature on being on exchanges, because you're still exposed to the market manipulation, but being on exchanges, you'd be more exposed to the market manipulation. So I think, I support their idea of what they want to do. They got a low supply. It's like 2K, I believe,
Yep, 2000.
2000. And I think they even burnt a couple hundred of them. But they're doing pretty well. They're still holding good at 40. So that's great. It seems like in the past couple of hours, they crept up to 180. So, you see that green peak right there in that candle, and it looks like they might even went higher, like 190 almost.
Yeah, that's their all-time high from launch to this is from launch to now.
Oh, okay. I'm over here looking at a 14-day chart, thinking it was the 1-day chart. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they hit. It looks like 187.47. So they were really close to hitting. Really close.
190.
Yeah, really close to hitting 190.
And that's wild, man. That's super insane. You go from launch to 190. Like, kudos to you. Mad props to that. But they're a good project. They got a good, solid message behind them and a good, solid team. Dudes are working real hard to get HDLG on the market. So once that takes place, I think that'll be a very good thing. Uh, there's this thing called HPAD that they're also working on. I'm not sure if it's this thing right here, SLD BNB, but they have another thing called HPAD, and I think that's their I think they're launching a safe pad, right? Like a launch pad type of deal where you can go create, launch your project on there.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're up to something like that, which is pretty awesome. So we'll see what happens here in the future with them. They seem like they're going to be doing very well.
Yeah, I mean, it's you look at a hold token over here, and you can see that you know, they're not they're not necessarily doing so hot from their all-time high, right? But if we go ahead and let's go ahead and bring this down to the 1 hour, um, but we can see that essentially from the 22nd when we had that bad dip, right? On the 22nd, we can see that they've come back from it in comparison. We already know that most tokens are on the Binance chain haven't been doing so well, given the fact that Binance itself is not doing as well as it was, right? So Binance is currently in half of its all-time high, so you're going to see a lot of these that launched when Binance was at its all-time high. You're going to see a lot of them having a lot of those significant drops because of that.
Well, also though, I know that I was in the Telegram a few weeks ago on Hold Token, right? And there was a lot of people that weren't exactly happy with the small investors pool rewards. Okay, now the devs have been really hard at work, so I'm not discrediting the token at all. I'm not here to spread no FUD. I'm just going off of what I was reading when I was inside the Telegram. And there was a couple of people in there that were kind of really upset with, the amount of rewards that they were getting for being a small investor. So these guys actually went out and put in the Twitter. They took a snapshot of all the addresses that are holding a smaller percent of all the tokens and were enticing people to drop 550 million tokens into small investors' wallets, so that way they could be, getting better rewards. And so that I think is very awesome. Like, that was really cool that they offered that to the community. Stuff like that really makes your community, trust you and want to invest into your project a little more. Granted, they're not doing so hot right now. It looks like right now on the 1-day chart, they're down negative 29%. Looks like they're up 1.7 or 2% in the 1 day. But yeah, they're good. I like Cold Token. I really do. I really like Cold Token.
Not seeing very many highs today over here on CoinMarketCap. The high for the past 24 hours, let's see, on CeeLo is 14, but it's got a high of 30% for 7 days. We can go ahead and check out this is CeeLo. They're at $3.18. They have, let's see, it looks like they have 245 million in circulating supply out of 1 billion, I think. Yeah, 1 billion. And we can see that they kind of hit their all-time high, essentially, right about Sunday, May 16th at 7 p.m. They hit $6.05. It's looking like that's potentially their all-time high. Maybe this one right here. Yeah, $16.30 over here on April 23rd. But I mean, this token, it launched at it looks like what, 240? $2, essentially $2.50 is what it launched at.
Says CeeLo.
Huh? Yeah, the CeeLo chart.
Yeah, CeeLo's good though. They're a pretty good coin.
Yeah, and I was just saying, it looks like they hit like that all-time high of about $6 and like 14 cents, depending on where you're looking.
Did you say they hit 16 in April though?
Yeah, it was like $6.13, almost somewhere between 13 and 14 cents, like April 23rd, I believe. Somewhere right in here is where they did. Yeah, about 13.5 cents, a little over. Let's go ahead and we'll just go and check out. Let's see who's getting crushed today. Not like we like to see that. Not like we like to see that, but just curious. Thorchain, Ruin.
Who isn't? It's the real question is. Let's go over here and see who isn't getting crushed today.
Well, like I said, that's CeeLo and then Quant. Quant looks like they've been doing well. They're at $91. We can go ahead and we'll pull up We'll pull up about from the beginning of the year to right now, and you can see that. I mean, essentially, right now they're still on an all-time high, or reaching new all-time highs. We can see at the beginning of the year they were at $11.04, and right now they are currently sitting at $91.79. We go ahead and we pull from
the beginning of the year.
Yeah, from the beginning of this year. And then
what a nice chunk of money.
We'll go ahead and see how they're doing for the past 7 days. They've been pretty much staying, I guess you'd say, relatively flat up until the middle, and then they bounced back up, and then they're at a new all-time high. It looks like they started off June 18th, they were at $75, and right now they're currently sitting at $91. So over the past 7 days, they've gained about $15-16 in price. So they're actually steadily climbing. We can go ahead and look at their all, just because I'm curious. It looks like they started out somewhere around back in 2018. They started out at 27 cents, and this is just based off of the CoinMarketCap chart. So, I mean, just imagine the people that bought in at 27 cents. They are doing fantastic. And,
yeah, they are.
In reality, you can see a lot of coins or tokens that are under $1 right now in the next 4 years easily being at up, somewhere around $100. I mean, it's possible for any of them. It just depends on what's going on and, what kind of community is backing it.
Bro, just like Feg Token. Like, I don't know if you're invested in Feg Token. I think I might even send you some Feg Token. I'm not sure, but So Feg token, bro, just real quick, that's one of those coins that I see potentially maybe not being at 100 here really soon, but potentially hitting at least $1 really soon. They got a lot going on over there, man. They're up to some real good stuff. I did forget about them, Feg token. A lot of people know about them. They got like 400, 500, 600,000 holders. So Feg token is doing some serious big stuff. And they got Feg X version 2, I think, coming out here very soon. Lots of good things going to happen with them.
Yeah, we can.
Lots.
I know it says right here. It says that they got, what is this? Let's see, 100,000 million, billion, trillion, 42 quadrillion. So I mean, I would honestly be kind of surprised to see it at a dollar anytime soon, just because.
Well, I think they have a burn too, though, and I think they've actually burned like a nice chunk of that during their launch or after their launch. I think they did like a nice little burn. I could be very wrong. All right, so I'm not saying that this is facts, and I'm not saying that that this is set in stone that they did. But from my knowledge, I thought they did a burn. I could be wrong, but with that many holders and that many people who are willing to go turn around and spend $100 on a token, on Feg token, like that potentially would, eat up that supply.
Yeah, we can see over here on their burn address. It looks like they've done a 58% burn thus far, and that that's valued at um, almost $400 million on how much has been burned. And then the top wallet is the contract wallet, which sits at 2.65%. It currently holds $17 million worth of Feg token. And then the next wallet, which I'm not sure if this is an individual or what, but they hold 12 million in Feg token, and then 10 million, 9 million, and so on and so forth. So that's currently what the top addresses are looking like here at.
I think those are higher numbers than what you're seeing, and I just don't think BSC scan is showing those zeros.
Well, this is on Etherscan.
Oh, see, yeah, you're on Etherscan. I got Feg token BSC, so.
Yeah, see, this Feg token, this is Ethereum. This is on their Ethereum contract. Not their BNB contract.
Okay, so the BSC scan, when I look at it, they got 100,000 million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, 100 quadrillion total supply, 581,131 holders, and the addresses. Let's see, holders. The number one address is a burn address. It holds 56.374%, which is at 300, which is valued at 377,264 US dollars. The next lot underneath of that is probably either the contract or an individual. I think it's the contract. That holds 7%, valued at 47 million. And then the third address holds 1.8%.
Yeah, see here on there, I'm looking on the BSC scan. I have it pulled up on the screen now. They got 581 holders on their Binance version.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
Yeah, no, I know. I was just saying that I was looking.
Oh, yeah. Yep. See, I got 411 million tokens. and I only paid like $2 or $3. So, I mean, it really wouldn't be that hard to, spend 30, $40 and be one of those top 40 addresses, and then be sitting on, a couple $1,000,000. Like, that's really all it takes, man. It's, that's what its estimated value is, That's not what it's worth or what it costs to buy into it. I can tell you that right now. Like, if I went to go I don't have BNB anymore, so I probably can't do a mock order. It probably won't let me, but when you go into buy a Pancake to do it, when I type in, it's going to say insufficient balance, but when I just type in 0.1, you'll get 4.164 billion Fed token for 0.1 BNB right now. If you were to put one whole BNB in there, oh yeah, you'd be sitting on 4 billion. So you spend $300, you're pretty much worth, couple hundred grand.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this right now, and it shows for one BNB you're gonna get, let's see, 100,000 million. So you're actually only gonna get for one BNB you're actually gonna only get like I think it's like 74 billion FEG for one BNB right now.
It's 41 million. Sorry. I apologize. Let me correct my math. 41,500,000. Okay, so 40 million. Whoa, that just jumped. It looked like they just dropped real heavy because now you're getting 408 million. Wait, what? Yeah.
Yeah, 40 billion.
So
almost 40
million.
So you'll get 41 billion. Sorry about that, everyone.
Well, this thing keeps jumping on me when I'm trying to count all them zeros. so the numbers keep fluctuating as I'm sitting here. But yeah, if you spend a couple $100, man, you're worth a couple $100,000. That's why I like Fed token. You spend 3 BNB, you're going to be doing really. Let's just say that.
Yeah, right now it's currently its liquidity is at 3,000 BNB on Pancake. On Ape Swap it's 1,000, and then on Pancake Swap version 2 they have 768. So, and that's on their Binance version. On their Ethereum version,
yeah, Fed token's gonna be doing very well here in the future.
Yeah, I think it's something that you'll have to wait to look on.
Sorry to get all off track or whatever, but they're just going to be doing really well in the future. We were talking about something that sparked up Fed token, so. But yeah, they're going to be doing rather well.
Yeah, it primarily depends on just what what the future holds, and we'll have to wait to see which tokens are going to fall and which ones are going to stay. And we already have an idea of which ones are going to be sticking around. It's going to be the ones that are actively maintaining their projects and things like that, right? And then most of these joke tokens that have happened, and I mean the ones that are literally like people are like they're just made for fun, we'll see a lot of those fall off, and people will be migrating into some of the ones that are actually fulfilling some kind of purpose.
Yeah, dude, Fed token though is definitely one of those tokens that's going to be around. You can literally wrap like almost all your coins here, dude, and you can almost stake all your coins. Like you
Right.
can wrap your Doge there, and you can stake your Doge. You can wrap your ADA and stake your ADA. You can wrap your Binance coin and stake your Binance. You can do it all there, in fact, man. They got a lot of good stuff coming up, man. I just think they're going to be around for a long time.
Yeah, and I do as well, and that's why I'm saying I think we'll just have to wait and see a lot of these other tokens that are not realistic in the regards of like they weren't made for any actual purpose. They were either made for fun or made as a rug pull. Once we finally see all those fade away and people begin to move their money into more realistic projects, that's when you're going to see things like Feg token, Hold token, and stuff like that. That's when you're going to see them really start to take off.
Yeah, most definitely. I think a lot of these tokens are going to take off. Some of them are going to fall off. Yes, the joke tokens, most definitely. A lot of these joke tokens, though, are actually starting to back themselves with actual causes, though. So, might start to see some of them actually stick around.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Anything else
Yep.
that you would like to talk about before we close out the show tonight?
Um. Not too much. Just simple, stuff like just be safe. Do your diligence. Research everything you're going to try and get invested in. Like I was saying in the beginning. Just be smart about where you're putting your money or where you're putting your wallet address. People are getting smarter, so just be safe out there. Also, look for some very exciting news coming from me and crypto, ITV and X8. We obviously crypto is not no human entity. But we here at Crypto ITV are going to be launching some very exciting news for you guys on Twitter. So stay tuned and look for that.
Yeah, and so with that being said, stay safe and have a great night, everyone, and we'll see you guys come next week. Crypto Invest
All right.
TV is clocking out.
Enjoy your weekends.